Let's look at an example of how we can use our intercepts to graph a linear equation. This is graph the equation y equals negative 2x plus 25. So again, to graph using intercepts, we first have to find the intercepts. The way we do that is I'll create my table here. I'm going to input a 0 for x and solve for y. So in this case, y equals negative 2 times 0 plus our 25. Y equals, well, negative 2 times 0 is 0 plus 25. That means y just equals 25. So our y-intercept is going to be at the point 0, 25. Now let's find our x-intercept. So we're going to put 0 in for y. Zero equals negative 2x plus 25. Now we're solving for x, so let's start by getting rid of the 25. Since it's plus 25, I'm going to subtract 25 from each side. 0 minus 25 is a negative 25, equal to negative 2x, and these cancel. Oops. Now I'm going to divide both sides by a negative 2. And I'm left with x equals 2 negatives. That means this is going to be a positive. 25 divided by 2 is, well, I'll just say 12.5. So this becomes the point 12.5, 0. Their y value is 0. So now we can plot these 2 points and have a graph of these solutions. So what I want to point out here is when you go to graph these, don't feel you have to go by ones every single time. If we look at, look at this, if I go this way, if we look at this, we have 0, 25 and 12.5, 0. So maybe it'd be better to go by 5s. Okay. So again, this is our x-axis, this is our y-axis. Maybe we could go, this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And same thing this way, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay? And if you don't put these labels down, even though I skipped lines, I at least told you what each one of these grid lines means. If you don't put anything down, we're under the assumption that you're going with by 1 every time. So it's important to give a few labels. So let's plot the point 0, 25. 0 means we don't move left or right at all, and then we're going to come up here to 25 and put a dot. And then we always have to plot the point 12.50. Now in this case, since I went by 5s, here's 10 and this is, remember, 15 here. So 12.5 is going to be about halfway between them. Okay. Now remember, you only need 2 points to draw a line. So if we connect our 2 points here, and I, of course, am using a wrong color. Let's try this again. This line is going to represent all of our solutions. It's not a bad idea to test a point then. So if I look at this point right here, this is the point 5, 15. Oops. We could put the 515 in and see if it's a true solution, because every point on this line should be a solution. So let's test the point 515. Okay, and we're testing the point 515. And apparently I'm struggling to write here, I apologize. Okay, this is our x coordinate, this is our y coordinate. So we're saying y is 15, and we want to know, is negative 2 times 5 plus 25 equal to 15? Well, negative 2 times 5 is a negative 10. Is negative 10 plus 25 equal to 15? Yes, it is. So we can be pretty confident that we graphed the correct equation. 2 points give us a line. It's not a bad idea, though, to test a third point to make sure that we did it correctly. So, just to kind of reiterate, you substitute 0 in for x, solve for y. That becomes your y-intercept. You put 0 for y and solve for x, and that becomes your x-intercept. You're going to graph these 2 points right on the axes and draw a line through them to represent all the solutions to your linear equation.